On Wednesday, September 4th, we had another shooting event at a school. This time it was at Appalachia High School in Georgia, and it happened at 10:20 a.m. And the shooter was a 14-year-old boy who's already in custody with his father. They've also charged his father with basically getting him the gun. So what I'm going to do today is similar to what I did with the Southport Decode. I'm going to present the preliminary footage, and then I'm going to do the decode separately so you can decode with me. The full decode will be on my website, available to all members on Wednesday. If you are not a member and you would like access to this decode, you may purchase it separately for a limited time. For more information on this, watch to the end of the video. To anybody who is new to my channel, well, welcome. This is not intended to be offensive. It's intended to wake you up, to make you see that these events are not what you think they are, and the world is not what you think it is. So if this sort of thing is not your style, I would suggest that you don't watch it, because some people will get upset. I'm doing these types of videos so that you can learn to decode yourself and test it out, and then you'll have the results on the other side. I am showing you decoding from my perspective. There's plenty of other people out there who decode as well. Find the one that's right for you. I'm on the middle pillar, and that's the perspective that I use. Everything that I am looking for connects with the middle pillar path. It all has to do with Kundalini, the Taurus field, and the separation and reunification of the divine masculine and feminine. That story carries on throughout everything. So that's all I'm looking for. That's the perspective you want to look at it from. And what we're doing here is finding that story hidden beneath the surface. It's in everything. Let's start the breakdown. I'm going to point out things that I will decode, and I might break down a couple of things here and there. Then when I do the actual decode, I will get much deeper. Okay, so let's get started.
And here's what we know so far. It happened this afternoon at a high school in Barrow County. It's about 40 miles northeast of Atlanta.
So it happened in Barrow County.
2 students and 2 teachers were killed. 9 others are in the hospital. The gunman is identified as a 14-year-old student.
And Eyewitness News reporter Jory Rand joining us live from the newsroom with a look at how this unfolded and reaction from rattled students who feared for their lives.
Rattled students. There might be something there.
Jory.
Colleen, David, it's a situation children should never find themselves in. Our national shame strikes again. More children slaughtered at their own school. A gun in the hands of a child pulling the trigger. 4 people were killed this time. It likely would have been more, but 2 police officers stationed at that school got the young shooter to surrender.
I was scared I was going to die, to be honest. I was just scared out of my mind. I was like, what is happening?
These students from Appalachia High School in Georgia experiencing what thousands of American children have experienced.
Okay, so if you're new to this sort of thing, and you're not familiar with these types of events being other than what you think they are on the surface, you might want to pay attention to what you're actually being shown. Things like shaky footage, poor quality footage, footage that you can't actually see anything, you can't see any details. It appears to be more dramatic because of the shaking camera, because of what you don't see or what you're told that you see. So actually pay attention to what you see, not what you're told you see, not what is narrated, and not what you think you see. What do you actually see?
Experienced before them the terror of becoming victims of a school shooting.
See how shaky this camera is, yet every student is walking out quietly, patiently, no one's screaming, no one's making any noise. They said that they got the students out around 12 o'clock, which was about an hour and a half after the event took place. But at this point, these students know that it was not a drill. Some teachers have said that they told their students that it was a drill.
Then I hear the gunshots, and then everyone ducks behind the desk, and the teacher is like flipping tables and stuff and barricading the door. When I heard hard lockdown, I knew it was in the...
So hard lockdown, barricading the door, I think they also said closing the windows.
When I heard hard lockdown, I knew it wasn't a drill. I immediately texted my dad, and I was just like, I don't know if this is a drill. I'm really scared. And I just kept my feet up and I prayed.
A 14-year-old boy, a student at Appalachia, walked into school this morning with a gun and opened fire. 2 students and 2 teachers were killed. 9 others were shot. Authorities now investigating what the shooter's motive was and how he got access to a gun.
My heart hurts for these kids. My heart hurts for our community.
So he's emphasizing that his heart hurts. He said it twice now.
But I want to make it very clear that hate will not prevail in this county.
Parents who were alerted to the shooting raced to the school, many abandoning their cars on the side of the road and running to campus.
They abandoned their cars on the side of the road and ran. So I don't know if that's going to mean something, but they are bringing it up as part of the drama. So let's look into it.
They're telling us to run because they didn't get all the shooters.
They're telling us to run.
They didn't get all the shooters.
It's unreal and it's unbelievable. And I'm so sorry to the, families that this affected.
She said it's unreal and unbelievable. The meaning of those 2 words, take them literally.
I said, son, please tell me you're joking. He said, no, Mom, I'm not joking.
Tell me you're joking. So this comes up quite a bit in some of the messages that were sent out. Some text messages have been released showing that the parents kept saying things like, tell me you're joking. The students would say, I'm not joking, I'm not kidding. So repeatedly saying joking or kidding.
He said they shooting in the school and the shooter is right across the hall from me.
All these students are dressed in gray and they're being ushered down the hall past a body of somebody they know on the floor. So I have seen the footage of this and I will show it to you now. So here's the footage from a different angle of the students being ushered down the hall past a body with a trail of blood, with the police officers here, and these students are walking by casually as if there's nothing going on. This is a big high school. There are plenty of other routes that these students could have taken. These police officers could have done a better job at hiding this body, but the reason that it's here is because they want us to see it, and they want us to be upset that they have students walking by a body of somebody they know. This is someone that they go to school with every day. Whether it's a student or a teacher, we don't know. But it would still be traumatizing for a student, a teenager, to come across a body of someone they know in the hallway. Look, this is allegedly a gun, maybe? I mean, you can't even tell if it's a gun. So how is it possible that this footage goes from sharp to this foggy photo? This is ridiculously bad quality, and it looks like it could be a gun, but it could be something completely different, made to look like a gun. How clear it is when we're looking here, and how foggy it is over here. Normally, police officers do what they can to get people out of the way of a crime scene, and these people are being ushered directly to the crime scene, and these police officers are just standing here doing nothing. There's another footage here I want to show you.
Why the fuck are you laughing, Miss Everson? What the fuck is funny?
She's laughing.
Why the fuck are you laughing, Miss Everson? What the fuck is funny?
So she's got a placard in her hand that's green. It says all clear. And these students are just sitting here on the floor playing with their phones like nothing's happening. And the teacher's laughing by the exit.
You saw that photo in the piece. It looked like a rifle, but we still don't officially know what type of gun was used in this shooting or why this shooter decided to go on the rampage today.
The new school year just beginning, of course, and today the news coming in of a deadly school shooting. 2 students and 2 teachers killed.
So there's a circle on the A. That's not by accident.
Authorities say it was a 14-year-old student. He is now in custody. It happened at Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia, about an hour outside Atlanta. In addition to the 4 dead, 9 others injured rushed to the hospital. Again, the shooter, just 14 years old. Law enforcement officers you see there rushing to the scene. Inside, officers carrying weapons, clearing classrooms one by one, leading students away, their arms in the air. Those students had been texting their parents.
See this foggy, poor quality photo, checkerboard floor, can't really see anything, shaky.
Barricaded in classrooms, telling them they love them. They were told to leave everything behind, and tonight authorities revealing
They were told to leave everything behind.
2 students and 2 teachers, of course, did not survive this. The shaken students, as you can see there, told to gather on the football
Shaken students before he said, or the other guy said, rattled.
field, waiting for word that they could go home. Parents and
Waiting for word. He emphasized the word.
loved ones, desperate for the news, you can see them racing to the school to find their children. Authorities have now identified the suspect tonight and say he will be charged with murder as an adult. ABC's Faith Abube on the scene. She's leading us off in Winder, Georgia tonight.
Tonight, terrifying scenes that are now all too familiar. Students pouring out of a school after a 14-year-old fellow student allegedly opened fire. State, local, and federal law enforcement racing to Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia.
Okay, so it happened in Winder, Georgia.
Northeast of Atlanta, just before 10:30 this morning. 2 students and 2 teachers
Look at the design of this parking lot.
was killed, 9 other victims taken to the hospital. The suspect surrendering to authorities without a struggle.
The shooter is in custody. His name is Colt, that's C-O-L-T, Gray.
His name is Colt Gray.
He is a 14-year-old student here at the high school. He will be charged with murder and he will be tried as an adult.
Single file line down this aisle right here after this deputy.
Sophomore Alexandra Romero shooting this video as officers led students to safety from inside the darkened classroom.
Let's move with purpose, come on.
It was a small little ball of us, like all holding each other, and I remember like my friends crying. They were all scared, and then 2 police officers came in with their guns, telling us not to move, that it's still not safe.
At first, Joshua Malik thought it was a drill.
It was very quiet. A lot of people were crying. It was like everybody was scared, and people were screaming, calling their moms and everything.
It was quiet. Everyone was scared. People were screaming. How can it be quiet and screaming? We didn't see anybody screaming, calling their moms. We didn't see any of that.
And the teacher was making sure everybody was he was trying to keep the class calm and everything.
A text message from student Ethan Clark to his mother.
10:23 a.m. So school shooting right now. They said it started at 10:20, 10:23.
Aaron, school shooting right now. I'm scared. Please, I'm not joking.
See, I'm not joking. Another reference to joking.
Mom responding instantly. I'm leaving work. Ethan writing, I love you. The students taken out to the football field, some forming a prayer circle. All other schools in the area locked down.
Everybody came to get their children.
Gwendolyn Cook recording this video as she rushed to that football field to find her grandkids.
2 students, two teachers, 9 hospitalized. Any significance in those numbers?
Kids, along with hundreds of other frantic, terrified parents.
So they came to get their children. Oh, look at this footage. Silence it. Have a look. These are the parents coming to collect their children from a school shooting. They're all very calm.
As she rushed to that football field to find her grandkids, along with hundreds of other frantic, terrified parents. Jonathan.
See how they tell you they're frantic and terrified, and yet what you see is a bunch of people walking around calmly, not upset, not panicked, not running, just walking around
along with hundreds of other frantic, terrified parents. Jonathan Mills, one of many parents who had to run miles to get to their kids because of all the roadblocks in the area.
It hits harder when it's home, you know. It hits harder, you know.
Hits harder when it's home. This was in another decode that I did with another school shooting some time ago, and this guy's wearing a spider on his shirt.
You know, as a cop myself, you know, dealing with people you don't know is different, but actually knowing that it's your child that could potentially be the one that you have to hold, or you know, last time you spoke to him was this morning saying, you know, have a good day, that kind of thing. You know, it's different.
Late today, the sheriff nearly overcome.
I never imagined that I would be speaking to the media in my career over something that happened today, the pure evil that happened today.
So he says pure evil.
This hits home for me.
This hits home for me.
And David, we saw parents today rushing to the school on foot, cell phones in hand, concern on their faces, and then coming out later.
Her name is Faith Abooby.
Reuniting with their children. Of course, there are 2 students and 2 teachers who are dead and 9 others who are injured. This entire community is in mourning. School has been closed for the rest of the week as investigators track down a motive.
So they're looking for a motive. Usually these events don't have motives. They usually kill the shooter, but in this case they captured him, so they should have a motive by now. Also, sometimes they will come across some kind of manifesto.
We have seen far too many of these cases, haven't we, David, of armed young men targeting schools. Here, the 14-year-old shooter surrendered to police when confronted. Police have not said what weapon he used, how he obtained the weapon, or how he got it inside the school. Sheriff said it did not appear that Colt Gray had been targeting anyone specifically or had connections to the 2 adults and 2 students he allegedly killed. The suspect.
Let's see what these people are wearing on their shirts, because they've got logos and stuff. So we got Nike, we got Ram, Med 6, it looks like it says NTE, Walton County, 911, and orange, some kind of rainbow, and a mouse-like creature. Maybe this is some sort of cartoon reference. I'm not sure. I can't really see it very well.
Suspect has been answering questions. Investigators have been talking to his parents, but they're quick to point out they do not yet know why he allegedly attacked his school. And David, the sheriff, said he may never know. This does appear to be the first deadly K-12 school shooting in Georgia in at least 25 years. David?
At first, when we were in the classroom.
So this is home of the Wildcats.
We thought it was a drill. We didn't think it was real up until we started hearing people screaming in the hallways.
Here it says Eden Home.
And then we were all we started praying, but because we didn't know if we'd come out alive or not.
My teacher, she went to go lock the door when she saw hard lockdown. She shut the windows and she just told us to go back to the classroom because she wasn't sure what was going on. And then once we heard it was a shooting, all my classmates, we actually were scared and we barricaded the class. We put desks and chairs at our door and built it up.
We actually were scared. None of these kids are traumatized or upset or sad, or, none of them are upset about the loss of classmates. I can only imagine what it would be like to be in school when a classmate of mine comes in and attacks other classmates and teachers. Even if I didn't know them, I would still be upset. Granted, there are, psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists who probably wouldn't care. But out of all of the students they interviewed, and they have interviewed quite a lot, none of them have cried. None of them have shown any signs of trauma or upset or fear. And these people are classmates of 2 students who died and 2 teachers who died. So you tell me what that means.
So nobody can get in. Then we all were just quiet waiting. There was rattling at our door and we were all just scared and
rattling at the door. The other reporter mentioned rattling.
Tensed up. And then it went away. And then there was a second wave of shots that we heard. They were more
second wave of shots.
Rapid. And so that's when we were really like, we knew it was serious. I was crying. Other people were kind of like, this can't be real, texting their parents.
This can't be real. I was crying, but you know, it happened so long ago, I'm not upset anymore.
Student next to me was on the phone with their mom, and they were just like, yeah, they're shooting up the school, they're shooting up the school. And then that's when we started getting live updates, or like basically rumors, I guess, where like the student was so-and-so, or like the student had like this type of gun or whatever. And I was just sitting.
You know, it's interesting to me how obviously they're young teenagers, but their communication skills are kind of bad. They're very vague in their descriptors.
And they're crying and texting my parents because I was like, I don't know what's going on, and I was terrified. What was going on, and I was terrified.
She was about to laugh. She was so unterrified.
We were walking outside, and I started crying because I knew it was real, and
There's another one who says that she was crying, but she's got perfect makeup on, perfect mascara. Her mascara didn't run. Her makeup is not out of place. There's no streaks down her face. So I don't know if she cries without tears.
I've heard about some people that were injured and some people that have got shot, and I knew them personally.
She knew them personally. Hang on. She knew them personally.
Some people that were injured and some people that have got shot, and I knew them personally.
I knew them personally, and yet she's not upset at all. So here's 4 of the victims. These are the ones who died, and their names are very strange. Richard Aspinwall, Mason Schermerhorn, Christian Angulo, Christina Urami, a Christian and a Christina, a Mason, and a Richard or a Dick. Great. Okay, so let's look at these pictures. This man here, he has the school mascot, which is the Wildcat, on his jacket. And I think he's the gym teacher. And he's standing in front of a blue sky with pink clouds. Then we have a boy who is in blue, standing in front of a door that's locked. And there are 2 pillars of light on either side. Then we have this boy in black, and he's celebrating his 14th birthday. And then we have this woman here with what looks like a horse or a lion in gold, and very strange looking room. It looks like these are photos that came from thispersondoesnotexist.com. Okay, so this is the foundation layer. There are codes I did not pick out, and there are some codes that may not go anywhere. But when I review the footage the first time, I just pick through everything that stands out to me. Then as I'm going through the footage and decoding, I will find more and more and more. So I pass through these videos quite a few times, and then I will do a summary at the end. So if you want the resulting decode from this, then go to my website and become a member, or you can purchase this individually. I will make it available for you. These videos are great for learning how to decode, and if you want to let me know some of the things you find in the comments section, by all means, please leave me a message. And we have the film decodes starting up again. If you want to participate in that, become a member at any level except for Charmed. So infatuated, devoted, or committed. And you will have access to the film discussion group where you can decode a movie a week and submit your movie, and we go through and we break down movies. If there's something that you want to look at, this is a perfect opportunity for you to submit a film and have many people decode it and get a varied perspective. So if you're looking for assistance on how to decode, participating in these videos and participating in the film discussion groups are key, and watching my videos. Things are heating up. I see that things are getting more and more intense, especially throughout the end of this year. The system is crumbling, and you need to know the story. You need to know how to exit. You need to have peace. You need to understand how this world works more than ever, because the chaos is about to come. So this is a really great place to be, just to keep calm and just to keep connected with other people who see things the way you do. And if you want more, the Discord group is highly beneficial for talking to like-minded people, for forming great friendships, for decoding films, for getting more information, sharing what you find, and all of that is part of the membership. If all you want access to are my videos, then you can become a Charmed member. But if you want more engagement and interactivity, the other membership levels are there for you, so it can tailor to multiple contribution levels. If you haven't already gone to my podcast, make sure you subscribe to my podcast on Spotify. The links are in the description box, membership links in the description box. All my links to everything that I have are in the description box. Thanks again for watching. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.